If you don't farm the ancients and you don't push mid wave, it's gonna be slow, it's gonna be obvious, it's not a good move. Like, you need to give them some info. So for example, you showed mid, you push the wave, you gave them some information that you're not bot and they're already taking tower, and that's when you strike. Because this is the most unexpected thing for them. I'm gonna start with understanding the tier 1s and how important it is for you to understand when to TP away and when to protect your jungle, because if you don't know how it goes, even if you have the biggest advantage, even if you're leading like 2-3k gold, eventually it's gonna go away, and you need to understand how exactly all of this works. So in this game we already made the trade tier 1 tower, which is like, we took the tier 1 top and our tower tier 1 bot is full HP, it's not being hit. And only then I decided to go top, but first I farmed a few stacks in my jungle because it's important to farm all of these things before you move away. Don't just, let's say, you took the tower top and your tower is a live bot, don't rush to TP top, but instead you first need to clear all of this. I did a few seconds ago. Then I'm moving towards the top side because top side is gonna be no pressure and my support can get some XP bot. And then we'll see when my TP is off cooldown and this tower is still alive, I might be able to TP. But now I'm looking at the next objective in my mind, and there is the TA. I'm playing against this triangle hero. So when you're playing against the triangle heroes, the most important thing is mid tower. And my mid tower is almost dead. Their mid tower is full HP, but I'm gonna think how to salvage that, and I'm gonna be involved in a mid fight because my hero is decently strong enough right now. I have some abilities to fight. I have this ult coming off cooldown. In the next game you might be like a Luna with ult, you might be a Void with Chrono, you might be Red King with ulti as well. In this game I'm a Void with God Strength. So here, this is one of those first like strong timing heroes on the first item, and I'm a Sven and I got my Echo Saber, I have my ulti. Now I'm gonna look into an objective. And if the game was not going as bad as it did, and if I was not playing against a triangle hero, I might use my ult to farm ancients. But in this moment, I see that my Ember is struggling mid, and I know again, the importance of this mid tower is that if they lose mid tower, we might be able to contest this ancient, and we're gonna reduce TA farm. And on the other side, if we lose this tower, we might be able to lose this side of the map, and then it's gonna be even harder to play. So TA is 4 levels ahead of my Ember, and like she's pretty far ahead right now. But I'm gonna go into this fight with the aggressive mindset that I'm gonna try and take their tower. I'm gonna try to fight, try to salvage this side of the map. And obviously this forced a mistake from TA. For some reason she's fighting on the river, but this happens a lot. And now from a level 13 TA, who almost got the tower, I join the fight, we kill him, we get the tower, and the game is already extremely open for us. So as you can see, this is the most important thing when you're playing against triangle heroes. And to be honest, in general, if you feel like you have the opportunity to go mid and to go take the tower, this is your top 1 priority. It's not ancients, it's not those camps, it's not anything, it's this tower. If you see the opening, if you feel like, oh, I can do this, I have my spell ready, I have my ult ready, I have my item ready, it's time for you to do it, and don't hesitate. Because even if you die but you take the tower, it's still really good for you. Because the next 10 minutes are gonna be played in a different way than now. We got a tower, and now I can go farm my ancients. I did my job, we took the tower, even though TA was extremely fat. And the map is open. In this replay I'm playing Sven again, and I'm gonna show you that how important it is for me to defend the tower, and what the enemy carry did wrong, and how it's gonna result into good and bad things for like either team. So in this moment, again, I got my Echo Saber, I have my ult, I'm ready to fight, I got my key things. Now it's time for me to go, where if you can see on the other side, CK bought a Midas, and now he's chilling, and instead of getting this mid tower, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna force this fight alone. As you can see, my team is not ready, but I'm making this call, guys, we need to defend this, because we have triangle heroes. You know, we have Lash who can farm triangle, I can farm triangle as Sven, so it's so important for me to defend it. Whereas at CK, he's just chilling. Then I'm gonna TP. We defend the tower, even though it almost died. I force this fight, we take both kills. So the next moment for me is that after we kill them, I know that they're gonna try and attempt to get it again because it's extremely low. So I'm gonna be lurking around mid, farming steel camps, and what I wanna do is I wanna still defend this, and even if they come to take it, I'm gonna get 2 more kills after we got 2 kills, and we're gonna maybe make a trade and get their tower as well, because getting a trade off from this will be extremely good. And instead of them getting a free tower for nothing, they're gonna lose like 4 heroes, and they're gonna lose a lot of time. They're gonna lose 2-3 minutes, and they're gonna lose their tower as well, which is so game changing. And this is huge because now this Eki wants to sit here on this side of the map, and instead, after we take this side, we're gonna kick him away from this side. We're gonna have our jungle, and overall we squish them in a small zone, and they can't really farm a lot, where we're gonna have like 70% of the map because of this move. So after you've completely like successfully defended the mid tower and you wasted a lot of their time, now it's time for you to maximize, time for you to relax a bit, maybe get your next item if you don't have it already, and then the next step for you is gonna be, after you clear ancients, after you maximize, you need to look at what the enemies are gonna do next. And in this game we'll be taking bot tower, for example. So what you can do is, it's not important that you lose a tower. For example, it's not important that we lose this tower and this tower. What matters is that you need to protect what's the next objective after this tower. So after you lose this tower, they want to invade this. But if you're here with this cliff and protecting this side of the map, this is gonna give you a lot of farm and a lot of freedom, right? So let's say they take this tower, you can be ready to defend this side because this is more important than this tower. So as you can see, I'm gonna forward a bit. We already defended the mid tower. I'm farming ancients, and I'm thinking already, okay, they're gonna get this tower. I don't wanna defend it. Defending a tower is gonna be significantly harder than defending this side, because after they push a tower, they lose focus, they start getting all over the place. Someone wants to go farm ancients, someone wants to TP top, someone wants to get something done, and this is the moment that you strike. This is the moment where enemies are with the guard down, and this is the moment you need to punch them. As you can see, we don't care about this tower. The tower doesn't matter. What matters is the zone. This is the zone that matters for you, not the tower. So because I'm already with my body language on the map, I wanna make sure that I'm gonna be close to this fight. I'm playing ancients and mid, because mid is closer to bot, and this way is gonna help me make this move smooth and fast and quick, and they're not gonna be able to respond to it. And as you can see, we found, by the way, you should not do this move unless you farm ancients first. Every time you don't farm ancients, you miss a lot of gold, you miss a lot of XP, so make sure you farm the ancients, you push the mid wave, and then you do the move. Because if you don't farm the ancients, and you don't push mid wave, it's gonna be slow, it's gonna be obvious, it's not a good move. Like, you need to give them some info. So for example, you showed mid, you pushed the wave, you gave them some information that you're not bot, and they're already taking tower, and that's when you strike. Because this is the most unexpected thing for them. As you can see, we don't care about tower, we just wait them to come. We wait them to come again on ops. This ops thing is so good. You wait them to come. As you Siki getting tower, this guy is doing something. This guy's already TP top, and now this guy's walking to farm ancients, but we're already here because we want to defend the zone. Not the tower, the zone. We get 2 kills, big kills. And in this game we ended up going top and fighting because the enemies were doing something random. But let's say the next game this happens and you protect your zone and you kill a few heroes. What you should do is you take this side, you take their triangle, their ancients. Maybe you can deward, maybe you can ward, it doesn't matter. And then you start cutting waves. And then slowly looking into getting the tower if you have the right heroes for it. If not, don't be pressured. Just cut a few waves, farm the ancients, and then leave it. Because once you farm the ancients and you leave it empty, even if they walk in, they get nothing, you know? This is also really good. And also, on the other thing, they're not farming your ancient. They're not farming your jungle, they're farming only this side. So with this move, they're getting 5 camps, you're getting 15 camps. So in this game, I'm gonna show you what the right focus is on the game, and I'm playing against a triangle hero, plus I'm a void, so I decided that even though we played aggro lane on this side, even though this is my main lane, I don't want to rush to take this tower because enemies can TP and defend this. I would rather be playing bot side, try to take over this, take this tower, maybe mid tower, depends how it goes, and I want to focus on eventually taking away the ancients from them, because this is the most valuable place for me, the place where they can get the most gold. And even though we let Medusa free farm for a bit, you know, she's gonna farm a few stacks, she's gonna get some gold, it's not the end of the world because we're gonna get away the most valuable spot for her. That's why I TP bot and I wanna play on the bot side of the map. I'm TPing, we get a few kills, I'm gonna start farming this is like safe farm afterwards. We're gonna get the tower. And now if I was top, and I sit here hitting this tower, I need to drag my whole team to be here, and let's say we sit here. After we get this tower, it's not easy to farm this side, because as a void You don't want to be sitting here, not as Void, just any carry in general, to be honest. You might die here. This is a place where I might die. So what I want is, I want this and possibly this to take away from the enemies, and all of this. This is where I'm safe. I cannot die. That's why my focus is on this side and not this side. So if I want to break triangle, you need to make sure that you get this bot tower or the mid tower. It depends on how you feel it and depends on the opening in the game. In conclusion, I would say that it's extremely important that you farm every camp in your jungle in the safest spots that you get, and it's not so important to defend the side lane tower, it's more important defending your zones and your camps, and mid tower is where the real objective is. Mid tower is the most important objective, and this is where your focus should be on, either defending or pushing it, but this is the top one priority. For me, the most common mistakes that a lot of the carries do, and a lot of people in general, is that when they're losing this tower, they start getting stressed. They're like, oh, we need to defend this tower, oh, we need to do something about it right now, guys, I'm losing my safe lane tower, and they start crying, but in reality, it doesn't matter. This tower is meaningless as long as you get to keep your camps, right? It doesn't matter if you cannot get 5 creeps here, if you can farm stacks here and you protect this zone, and then eventually the wave is gonna come to you and you're gonna farm a wave as well. It's about zones, and when it comes to defending, this is also another big mistake that I see. They're not playing straight to the lane, either to push it, and they're not waiting people to hit the tower to defend it. Instead, people are fighting in the river, people are fighting on choke points. For me, those are the most common mistakes that people do when it comes to defending and pushing a tower.